Global business looks nothing like it did 10 years ago. Information moves instantly. Supply chains are tighter and more connected than they've ever been. But there's a massive gap. When it comes to moving actual money, the financial system hasn't kept pace. For many businesses, sending money across borders is still slower, more expensive, and harder to manage than it should be. The friction is a weight on the cash flow. It slows down working capital and holds companies back from truly operating at scale. And when it comes to solving their problem, we've seen plenty of innovation, but we haven't seen the infrastructure that back it up. The infrastructure built to operate inside real-world financial system. For years, the promise of blockchain or Web3 was that it would fix all of this. But for most business, the promise fell out of reach. It was too technical, too volatile, or frankly, it just didn't play nice with the regulated world of the fiat currencies. Most teams want to keep using the tool they already trust, their banks, their cards, and their existing workflows. They just need those tools to work better. That is why we built OwlPay. We created a direct bridge. We take modern settlement rails that are powered by stablecoin and plug them straight into familiar financial systems. For business, this means settlement happens in minutes with costs you can actually predict. For developers, it means having a professional API that integrates without the usual headaches and system you can rely on. Our philosophy is simple. Businesses should be able to benefit from the speed of blockchain without having to deal with underlying complexity. That is the entire purpose of OwlPay. Everything we are showing today is focused on one goal, making global commerce move at the speed we all expect in 2026. Let's take a look at the foundation of how this works.
Thank you, Darren. 大家好. Hello, everybody. I'm Flavin, and I'm here today to introduce some speakers who will tell you about OwlPay and some of its features. OwlPay is a fintech solution designed to narrow the gap between Web 2 and Web 3. First, we're going to hear from Chen, who's going to talk to you about Harbor, one of our API on-off-ramp solutions.
Hello, everyone. My name is Maras. Today, I would like to introduce OwlPay Harbor. Harbor is an API based on and off-ramp service. It allows developers to move money between USDC and real-world bank accounts in a compliant, scalable, and developer-friendly way. We support multiple blockchains and multiple banking rails, so you can build truly global payment products. Or simply, make your existing payments faster with Harbor. Before we dive into the API, I want to clarify something important. Because of rapid progress in AI, more people than ever can now build real products using agents and automation. You can launch a marketplace, a content platform, a SaaS product, or even a one-person business faster than ever before. But there is one problem that almost always becomes blocker. It's getting paid, and it becomes even harder when money needs to move across borders. So that's actually why we built Harbor. Harbor is not only for large enterprises. We intentionally designed it so that any developer, including individual developers and small startups, can build real global payment flows. If you are building something that needs to receive money in one country and then pay out in another, Harbor is built for you. So you don't need to be a bank. You don't need to be a payment company. If you have a product and users, Harbor can handle the payments. So let me give you a real example. Let's say you run a VTuber agency. Your fans are all over the world. Some of them want to support your creators using USDC. But as an agency, you don't want to hold crypto. You simply want to receive your local currency in your bank account. So with Harbor, you embedded our API into your service. We generate a USDC deposit address for each payment. When a fan sends USDC to that address, Harbor automatically handles blockchain monitoring, compliance, and AML, conversion, and bank payout. So in the end, your local bank account receives fiat currency. So you don't touch crypto, you don't touch with any of the compliance. You simply receive revenue. That is exactly what Harbor is built for. Harbor is connected to Circle Payment Network CPN, which is a global network run by Circle. It connects banks and payment partners in many different countries, so money can move within local banking systems all around the world. CPN is one of the key networks we use inside Harbor, but it is part of a broader partner network that helps us move money globally. So when Harbor needs to pay someone in Mexico, Brazil, Europe, or Asia, we don't need to build a new bank system in each country. When we create a quote for a customer in Harbor, that quote already includes which local payout partner will be used for that transfer. Based on that quote, CPN helps us identify which partner should receive the funds and provides the wallet address for that partner. We then send USDC to that wallet through CPN. That partner converts the USDC into local money and sends it through their local banking system, like PX in Brazil, SBI in Mexico, SEPA in Europe, or other local payment systems across Asia. For the receiver, it looks just like a normal local bank transfer. They don't use crypto, they don't see USDC. Behind the scenes, everything runs on USDC, connecting all these different banking systems into one flow. And that's what allows Harbor to scale globally.
Thanks, Maras. Now we're going to hear from Phantas Wang, who's going to talk to you about Harbor Anchor, a stellar ecosystem solution.
Harbor is an API-based on and off-ramp service. In addition to standard web APIs, we fully support the Stellar SAP specifications. This makes Harbor one of the few anchors that can support United States bank accounts on and off-ramp within the Stellar ecosystem. From day one, compliance has been our top priority. Harbor is deeply integrated with Stellar. This allows wallets and dApps to integrate quickly and go live with minimal effort. With Harbor Anchor, developers don't have to worry about complex payment flows or regulatory requirements on their own. With support for SAP 24 Anchor Flow, developers can quickly enable full on and off ramp on Stellar. In the United States market, funds can move directly between USDC and USD, using a bank account without relying on additional intermediaries. Harbor also includes a complete built-in KYC process. You don't need to collect, manage, or store user data yourself. You can meet compliance requirements while staying focused on your product and user experience. It all comes down to one simple idea. We handle the hardest and most time-consuming parts, so you can go live faster and start running your business on Stellar with confidence.
Thank you, Phantas. Now, introducing Joseph Chuang, who's going to talk to you about Wallet Pro Individual, a personal unhosted wallet for everyone.
At Wallet Pro, we start with one simple question. Can you have security, ownership, and ease of use all at the same time? Our answer is yes. Wallet Pro is a non-custodial wallet. Your access always belongs to you. We never access your passwords or store your recovery phrases. At the same time, we understand that many users worry about managing recovery phases. That's why Wallet Pro offers secure, encrypted cloud backup. This lowers the barrier to entry, while keeping users fully in control. For more advanced users, Wallet Pro allows you to manage multiple wallets at once. You can name each wallet, add an avatar, and switch between accounts quickly. So each wallet has a clear purpose. We have one simple goal: bringing stablecoin into everyday life. Through our gift card marketplace, users can buy gift cards from major brands with USDC. They can pay in store with a simple QR code. We also solved one of the biggest pain points for new users: gas fees. With Wallet Pro, users can pay gas fee directly in USDC. There is no need to buy extra native tokens to complete cross-chain or cross-border transfers. For international payments, We build a smooth path from crypto assets to bank accounts around the world, so money can truly move freely. All critical actions are protected by biometrics or a password. Full control always stays with the users. Every transaction comes with clear records and real-time status updates. Wallet Pro puts ownership back in your hands. We remove unnecessary complexity and make crypto part of everyday life.
Let's hear from Kai Yao, who's going to talk to you about Wallet Pro Enterprise, a custodial wallet for larger businesses.
In today's cross-border payment environments, businesses are still limited by the high cost and slow settlement of SWIFT. Funds still move through multiple layers of traditional banks. To improve efficiency, more companies are starting to explore blockchain-based payments. But when Web3 meets real enterprise workflow, two issues quickly become impossible to ignore: private key security and regulatory complexity. With traditional single-key wallets, corporate assets rely entirely on the safekeeping of one recovery phrase. This creates a critical single point of failure and is completely unacceptable. Lost key, employee turnover, or poor access control can directly lead to asset loss. That's exactly why we built OwlPay Wallet Pro Enterprise. At the foundational core of our architecture is MPC, multi-party computation, to replace the traditional single private key model. The private key never exists in full. Instead, it is split into key shares and used through distributed computation. No single device or single party can control the assets on its own. This removed the need for enterprise to store recovery phrases and enable a truly keyless, enterprise-grade security architecture. This brings asset protection to a bank-level standard. But security is just the beginning. What enterprises really need is a complete governance framework. Wallet Pro Enterprise includes tier-based approvals and role-based access control. Company can define approval rules based on how they actually operate. For example, different approval levels for different access types, daily transaction limits, or a multi-approval flow for larger transactions, like requiring approval from 2 out of 3 managers. Every action automatically generates an audit log. All funds movements are transparent, traceable, and tamper-resistant, fully meeting internal control and audit requirements. On the compliance side, AML and KYT monitoring are built in. Each transition is screened in real time for address risk and session exposure. This means enterprises don't need to integrate additional compliance tools to keep payment flows secure. Wallet Pro Enterprise is more than just a wallet. It is a compliant financial gateway for enterprises entering the Web3 world. We use technology to remove the barrier of management and compliance, so businesses can adopt blockchain finance with confidence, efficiency, and real business impact.
Next, let me introduce Stablecoin Checkout, one of our merchant acquiring solutions. Today, merchants across the globe continue to face slow settlement, high fees, and operational friction when moving money across borders. Stablecoin Checkout is OwlPay's merchant acquiring solution built to ease that tension. With Stablecoin Checkout, merchants can accept USDC payments through a standardized checkout flow. This flow is available through our web UI or by integrating our Stablecoin Checkout API. Either way, OwlPay handles everything needed to turn on-chain payments into fast, real-world payouts. The flow is simple, just 2 steps, and transaction status can be monitored every step of the way. First, create a payment intent with the required transaction details. Once created, a payment link is generated. The customer clicks the link to complete the payment. The link opens a clean, intuitive UI. The customer connects their wallet and signs the transaction. Once the payment is confirmed on-chain, OwlPay automatically handles stablecoin to fiat conversion. Funds are settled to the merchant's account within 24 hours. This gives merchants the speed of stablecoins without volatility and without operational complexity. Stablecoins function purely as a payment rail. not a treasury asset. Finally, back to Phantas, who's going to talk to you about X402. What happens when stablecoin checkout meets AI?
Have you ever imagined a future like this? Pick up your phone and say what you want to buy. Through OwlPay's stablecoin checkout combined with X402, AI can enable your customers to automatically complete their payments. Life is easier when AI pays for you. Enable X402 with OwlPay.
X402 is a payment protocol introduced by Coinbase. It's designed to solve one key problem: how AI can make payments happen instantly. OwlPay stablecoin checkout already supports X402. This allows merchants to bring X402 directly into real-world checkout flows. Stablecoin checkout is built around one simple idea. Merchants can easily set up order that accepts stablecoins, and consumers can pay using the wallet they already know. In reality, wallet-based payments still create friction. Connecting the wallet often feels complicated. Users are expected to understand tokens and blockchains. They're asked to confirm transactions across multiple pages or apps. All of this happens at the worst possible moment, checkout.
Have you ever imagined what it would be like to have a personal assistant? Simply tell the AI the product you have in mind, and it will automatically analyze it and add it to your shopping cart. Furthermore, with OwlPay's stablecoin checkout, the X402 protocol assists AI in processing payments for your orders. AI can handle everything from selecting products to checkout in one go. Stablecoin checkout with X402 support officially unveils the future of e-commerce. OwlPay with X402.
We all know this. The more steps there are, the more users drop off at each step. Research consistently shows that over 20% of customers abandon checkout because the payment flow is too long or too complex, and more than half of mobile users leave when the process feels slow or confusing. Less friction at the checkout means more complicated orders. With stablecoin checkout, for merchants, you keep your existing business flow. You create orders the same way as before. For consumers, payment becomes simple and intuitive. They only need to focus on choosing the product and completing the payment. The impact is clear. Fewer steps and less confusion at checkout. Almost no additional integration effort. Higher conversion and completion rates. From now on, AI doesn't just give suggestions. It can actually get things done for you.
Everything you've seen today reflects our approach to building the next generation of payment. It starts with OwlPay Harbor, Circle Payment Network, where we have brought settlement, liquidity, and compliance together directly inside real-world financial workflows. And Wallet Pro is how we put the infrastructure into your hands, giving teams a flexible way to manage those assets day to day. With stablecoin checkout, we are excited to announce our integration with the X402 ecosystem. While Coinbase X402 standard gives AI agent the digital wallet to send payment, OwlPay provides the compliance checkout that merchants need to receive them. We are closing the loop between the digital instruction and the physical transaction. We are turning AI purchasing power across all those tools. Our focus stays the same, making modern settlement usable at scale without asking you to rethink how you already operate. That's what OwlPay is built to do, and that's the direction we are heading.